Hi, this is Rena from Rena Davis Wellness, and I just came back from doing a 45-minute class all aimed toward the neck and shoulder area, and my neck feels great right now, so I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. I'm just going to show you a few of the poses that we did today in class, and these are all going to help you to get rid of that stress in the area that we so often hold it. So we're going to start here in this seated pose. We're going to take a twist. So it's Sukhasana with a twist, or Parivrtta Sukhasana. We're going to take our right hand and place it on the left knee, open up through the other hand, and then open into a twist. You're looking back over your shoulder. This is a gentle twist, not meant to be the biggest twist you've ever done. And we're just looking over the shoulder, pulling back through the arm that's on your opposite knee. And then your torso is going to come to face forward again, and we're going to drop the ear to the shoulder on that side. Again, you're thinking about pulling back through that shoulder and allowing the neck to open up here, maybe lifting the earlobe a little bit higher toward the ceiling. Nice deep breaths, keeping length through the spine. And then releasing, taking the hand around. Take it on the other side now, hand to the knee, one hand behind to give that prop up for your spine, and then directly looking over the shoulder. Not the biggest twist today. Take a couple of long, deep breaths right here. And then keeping that hand exactly where it is, we turn forward a little bit. That's going to stretch in your shoulder a little bit more. And then we drop ear to shoulder on the other side. So you can stay in these kinds of poses for as long as feels good for you. So you might want to stay for about 30 seconds today, even a minute, and just feel that opening happening in your shoulder and in your neck. For our purposes, to keep it short, we'll lift the head up and just come into our seated pose again, Sukhasana. From here, we're going to come back with the legs. I'm going to take you into a cobra pose, but we're going to do things a little bit differently today. So in cobra pose, you're normally placing the hands right underneath the shoulders, pushing the toes into the floor, tucking the tailbone slightly back, and then lifting into your cobra pose, pulling back through the head and shoulders. Today, though, we're going to take it down. We're going to place the head on the floor. We're going to take our left hand and place it on the sacrum. We're going to take the right hand and place it on the head. Both of those elbows are going to pull back. And then again, we set the tailbone and lift into a small cobra here. Pulling back through both elbows and then turning the gaze to the side so your hand can adjust so it's more toward your ear. Nice long deep breaths here. And then releasing down with the head to the floor. Continuing to get that stretch through the neck. Another big breath right here. And then we release. We take hands underneath the head, forehead to the hands, relax the shoulders, and then we take it to the other side. So the left hand now comes behind the head, right hand comes around the sacrum, pull the elbows up toward the sky, and then lift into that cobra. Just a little mini cobra here. And then again, you turn the head, hand moves in a little bit more, getting that full extension into the spine. You should feel a bit of a stretch in the shoulder, in the front of the shoulder as well. If you're tight, your elbow will want to fall. Try to lift it up. Another breath. And releasing and taking hands underneath the shoulder, or underneath the forehead, once again. You might wiggle your hips side to side just because it feels nice. Take as many breaths as you like here. And then pushing the hands underneath the shoulders, we lift up into a tabletop position. So here in our tabletop position, I'm just going to readjust myself. We're going to take the right hand and extend it as far out as feels good for you, and then start to drop into that shoulder stretch. Again, head can come right down to the floor. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can get a little more extension there. And you're dropping your head as much as possible. That may mean that you're lifting a little bit more into your hips, so higher into the hips, so that the face can come down to the floor. You're going to be feeling a deep stretch across that right shoulder in the front of it. And again, we're getting the neck opening here as well. As long a hold as feels good for you, and then push into that left hand and switch over. Take that to the other side. Hand underneath the shoulder. One comes way out front. And again, we drop into it. Drop head toward the floor. Side of the head. Take as many breaths as you like. We're going to push into both hands and lift up again. Just round the shoulders. Do a little sewing machine here to open and close through the shoulders. And then sit back into a child's pose. So as you come into child's pose, your hips are coming towards your heels. Arms can extend out front. We're dropping forehead to the floor. And we're just going to do one more pose for the neck and the back, actually. So we're going to settle back into that child's pose. Arms are extended out front. And then we're going to switch our arms up. So we're going to bring the arms so they come along the sides of the body. Drop the forehead down. And you're rounding your upper back here. So the shoulders are rounding toward the floor. Palms are facing up toward the ceiling. From here, we're going to tuck our forehead in close to your knees. Hands are going to interlace over your sacrum. And then you're going to start to lift your hips. You can open up through your shoulders a little bit more. Your arms could lift up towards the ceiling as well. And right here, I'm on the crown of my head in rabbit pose. And right here, I'm getting a full stretch through the back of my neck as well as my spine. Reaching down, letting yourself go back into a child's pose. When you're ready, you come up. So those are the few poses I'd like to share with you today. You can do that sequence anytime. If you are coming into rabbit pose, you want to make sure there's no issues with your neck. This isn't for someone with arthritis through the vertebra and the cervical spine, for example, because of the weight on the head. You could round your spine without putting the weight on the head and just bring the shoulders behind and open with the forehead reaching toward the floor as opposed to bringing the crown of the head to the floor. I hope these are helpful to you. I find them great for myself. I do carry a lot of tension in this area as well. And I hope you're feeling good today. Thanks.